Thank you, Ms. Hamilton. We're going to take a few questions from everybody. Not from everybody, from just a few people. I just want you to know before we start that I don't have a lot of information. This case, as I described before, does not have a lot of physical evidence or eyewitnesses. And that's what this whole press conference is all about. So as you ask me specifics, and I'm evasive at times, it's because I want to protect this investigation to the extent that I want to be able to find the people responsible for this. So,
Gannon?
there is property that is unaccounted for from these victims. This could have been robbery, could have been a motive in this. We don't know, but that's one possibility that we're looking into. Now, I can't tell you what's missing.
You say the crime rate has improved, but this is still one of the worst 10% in the city of Los Angeles. Can you talk a little bit about how it's improved exactly?
Well, I would argue that 10%. My responsibility as the chief of South Bureau, Operations South Bureau, I'm responsible for everything south of the Santa Monica Freeway, all the way down to the water in San Pedro. There's a lot of neighborhoods that encompass that area. This is not the worst, nor is it in the top 10% worst in this community.
Chief Gannon, on your right, behind you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, and you can face forward to answer. Are you still operating that it's a single shooter, or where are your evidence that it could be more than one shooter?
The information that we have right now from a particular witness is that an individual was seen running away, one individual. That doesn't mean there wasn't more than one person involved. We're wide open to whatever people have seen, and that's what we're hoping to get from individuals.
Thank you.
No, we have no information to suggest that this is a gang initiation. Quite frankly, I don't have any information right now that suggests that a gang member was involved in this crime.
Anything about the ballistics?
Pardon me?
The ballistics?
There were ballistics that were recovered from this, and they're being processed as evidence. I don't know about a conversation. The driver's window was broken when we arrived. Whether that was done by the shots being fired or whether that was done in some other altercation, we don't know yet. Every other window in the car was rolled up because the weather was similar to what it was now. The engine was running. The car was parked right about where we stand. It was double parked in the street. It had its flashers on. Its emergency flat lights were flashing. That may have drawn attention to that particular vehicle. We don't know, but that's what the status of the vehicle was at the time. We haven't ruled out anything as far as this goes. We don't know. We don't know. We are continuing to go through surveillance via both private and public surveillance that's in the area. USC, the University of Southern California, has an extensive camera surveillance system in and around the area. There are other businesses in the area that have surveillance cameras, and we have located all of those, downloaded as much information as we possibly can, and we're painstakingly going through that and looking for any vehicles that could match that, and then doing follow-ups on all of those vehicles. That's a lot of work over a long period of time. That's going to take time. Yes, Ms. Hamilton, sure.
What would you tell to parents of other students in China about the safety and security of their students here? I wouldn't presume to advise a parent about how to feel about their child. I have an only daughter. She's 14. I obviously worried what would happen to her. At the same time, I live here with my only daughter who is 14, and she travels, as does my whole family, by bicycle to work, to school. Sometimes I come home from work after dark on a bicycle. I've never felt threatened. I don't feel that I'm going to change my behavior now. Frankly, I refuse to allow some idiot with a gun to take from me my sense of place in my community and make me feel unsafe. I will not allow that to happen. And this is not a neighborhood in which I feel I ought to feel frightened. I know my neighbors. I know the people around here. We watch out for each other. Sometimes terrible things happen, and I can't explain this, but it really has nothing to do with any pattern of how it feels to live in this neighborhood. All of the Chinese students work well into the night. Most of the students at USC that have lived with us work all, the library keeps very late hours in part to accommodate them. It's never been an issue. I myself travel late. And yes, we speak to all of our students about security, about being safe, about watching out, how to travel safely through the neighborhood. But you know what? No security advice would have helped in this particular instance. Sometimes a really terrible thing happens. They were doing what anybody would do, sitting inside of a parked car with the windows up, taking their leave of each other. They weren't doing anything stupid. They weren't being risky. The car was 10 years old and not particularly flashy. They were doing what anyone would have done to be safe in the neighborhood. I don't feel that there's any reason anyone should blame these two people for what happened to them. An evil person approached them and took an evil action. And we should keep that in mind and not vilify my neighborhood for one evil person.
This guy's taking over.
I don't know if you have any opinions about that.
We hope that people would talk anyway. There's many reasons why people are motivated to cooperate with us in investigations, and this is just one way. But the ability for us to get out here to offer a reward is a sizable amount of money. Is it the right amount of money? I don't know, but I'm so grateful to USC. This is a similar type of a reward that had the city of Los Angeles offer this reward. It would be a similar type amount of the reward for this type of an incident. I'd like to follow up just a bit on what Ms. Hamilton had to say. There are thousands of international students that have, over the years, been at the University of Southern California. And we have watched as they have lived their modest lives in many respects and have migrated west of the campus. This has not happened. This has not happened. So to characterize this Hamilton's neighborhood, or any of the neighborhoods around here, as being this crime-ridden neighborhood is unfair. Have we had challenges in the past? Yes. And do people's memories tend to be long about bad things? Absolutely. But things have changed a lot. Do we still have to be vigilant? Do I tell my daughter every time I see her to be careful? Do I tell students to be careful, to have their head on a swivel and always be paying attention? Absolutely. What I'd like to do right now, if I can, is to bring up a Chinese-speaking officer to be able to provide some information or answer questions in Chinese. Andy, are we prepared to do that?
Yeah, we have a Chinese Mandarin speaker who can answer some questions in Chinese and Mandarin. We also have some photographs which we'll bring out in just a minute or two, and we'll need plenty of time to take them, so there's no need to rush up here. But Danny Chow will be able to answer some questions for you, for those of you on Mandarin.
This is with a partner, Susan Nielsen, Dr. Susan Nielsen. We work on the Tibet office community relations.
你好，是可以问问题吗？可以用这个报案群和这个报案谁的报告。
现在目前我们会很尽力的抓到这个凶手，我们一定会全部尽力的去找这个凶手。
那个 很多中国学生，因为一个中国学生他们经常担心自己安全，他们说这一个地区就是 robbery 是非常常见的，一周就有一次，但是现在发生这样的事情，他们都非常担心自己安全。那有没有警方有没有这样的政策，就是说让这些学生不会在中国那闯那个
抢劫案上或是这些案子，在洛杉矶会有发生，但是在这个地区不是说像大家所想这样子说常常会有。因为我现在等一下会发给你们这些我们最近这边地区的这一年这2年的这个 crime stat， 大家可以看看到底是怎么样的。主要是这个地区就像任何地区你不能说这个地区是不好的地区，因为这个地区其实这一年、这2年、这5年当中、这10年当中，这个凶杀案是第一次在这个地方发生。
你知道吗？有很多中国学生他们是不去报案，为什么？因为他们说到了案警方不管，没有凶手，没有人能抓到，而且他们有时候因为英语不好，他们觉得这个无法去描述案情，所以没有知道。
所以我们当一定要我们一定要需要这些记者的帮忙，就是说大家要知道，假如说有人发生什么事情，不要说害怕，就说我们警方一定说全力以赴去抓到这个凶手啊，就抓到这些犯人，因为他这些人，你假如不告诉我们不知道到底是哪个地方会发生这些事情，所以就算你不会讲英文的话，你只要打电话911打这个电话，我们就算只要说只要说 Chinese， 就这样就够了，就说 I speak Chinese， 就这样子一说，我们这个911 dispatch center， 我们这个宇宙遥控中心，他们有那个像一个 language bank， 他们可以直接就找一个会讲中文或者任何的语言，就可以帮你谈。
警官，那个吴英启明他们在车上的被害过程，可不可以帮我们描述一下？他们当时在车上是什么？
我们现在只知道是1点的时候，有人听到有枪声，所以他们打电话到我们911去。我们这个地区的这个 Southwest Area Patrol Officer 他们过来之后，就看到这个车子停在这边，他们是像刚才所讲的，是停在这个中央这边，他看那个警察来了之后，他发现有一个女的那个 passenger 在这个车子里面，那个男的是在那个房子的前面，所以现在我们现在还是在找，但是我们有问过这些别的这些证人这些，他们证人是说差不多有一个人他会跑离开这个地方，但是他不知道到底是有几个人总共在这个地方。
作为一个学生，你想对我们的父母来讲，他的看法，因为我的父母在第一时间给我打电话说，在第一个事情，他说这起枪杀事件是跟这边的治安产生了关系。
我想告诉所有的中国父母，我们真的第一我很抱歉这个事情会发生在这个地区，但是第二一定要告诉大家不要担心，但是因为